Here with Vivian, one of the MakeCode team members. You want to give a little intro about yourself, Vivian?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm a engineer or a dev on the MakeCode team. Been doing a lot of things with arcade, also on the arcade live show, and it's a good time.
Yeah, so catch her after this on the advanced live stream at 1 p.m. Same platform that you're on right now. Okay, so first off is the segment that we do is in the news, and so we give everyone a little update about all things happening in the Make Code world. And if you don't already know, Arcade for its first birthday got a refresh, and so lots of exciting updates. Vivian, what update are you most excited about?
I'm in love. Okay, I'm in love with the asset editor because I like making a lot of pixel art and just like getting that out there before I have to do any code at all. But also the one you highlighted second, the get random value from list block is a highly requested block that we love to see in the list.
Yeah, so
And
that's
oh my gosh, sorry.
yeah.
Also rotate, flip in the image editor. You can see in, sorry, Lizzie, your images are great. Now you can flip your pixel art images. You can rotate it. So, I feel like the biggest update is asset creation. You can make anything now with the update.
Yeah, so just giving our users a lot more flexibility. We got that asset editor, which we'll be talking about later on. Flip, rotate, as you can see in the little video down below. Animations are now mainstream. You don't have to use an extension anymore. We have new sprite flags, so it's easier. You have more options with Ghost. And just, lots of exciting things. We have a blog post up about it in more detail, so make sure to go check that out. And then next up for in the news is Skills Map, introduction of Skills Map, which is if you go to the arcade homepage, there's a little tutorial that says, I want to say it says like new try me, something like that. There's a little banner that you'll see, and it will bring you to the skill map or game maker guide, which is super exciting. It's kind of set progression paths, so your knowledge will build on top of itself as you go through one of these progression paths. So it's like shorter tutorials that allow you to build up your skills. And we have a beginner skills map to learn to use MakeCode Arcade, which is great if you're brand new to Arcade.
Yeah, I would say they're like based around game ideas that you might be familiar with. So like the first one is like making a space themed game. So if that's a game that you feel like passionate about and you're like, oh, I wonder where I should get started with that. These are good stepping stones for that. And the second one's like platformers. So anything where you like move around and then jump and like.
My computer decided to throw a little bit of a fit, but we're back up and running. And back to the Game Maker Guide. So as we talked about, it's a great place for beginners. It's a great place for you to build up some skills. And we're looking for feedback on it too. As you can see, there's a little feedback button on the bottom right. So please give us your input because we want to make sure that this is something that you all are excited about too. Okay. We have one last thing in the news, which is the Dreamspace TV. So Dreamspace is something that's put on by Microsoft Ireland, and the whole purpose is to support teachers and to inspire students in their exploration of STEM. And because many schools are remote right now, they are putting out episodes that teachers and students can watch and learn from. And they have 6 episodes that are out right now that are focused on the microbit and, use MakeCode as you can see in this picture here. And they prepare students to participate in the Do Your Bit challenge that the Microbit Education Foundation is putting on. So go to this link here. It's also on, we've retweeted some tweets about it, but it's super cool resource. So make sure to check it out if you haven't already. And they also have ones for primary age, like elementary students that aren't with Microbit, but still introduce some important computer science fundamentals. Okay, and now this is the community shout out. This is one of my favorite parts of the show where we highlight cool projects that people from the community have done. So if you want to get featured, make sure to tag us, and especially if you use the hashtag MakeCode Shoutout, there's a good chance that you'll be highlighted. And to check out the projects as we go through them, you can just go to this aka.ms link. So because of everything going on with the pandemic, these next two community shoutouts are actually focusing on how the pandemic has brought out some innovation. So this one, this person, he created a socially distanced doorbell, which I thought was pretty clever. Basically, you have two microbits, and if you shake them, they send signals to the other to let the person know that they need to open the door. And so this person had a quarantine, and so use that time to be creative and make a socially distanced doorbell, which I thought was pretty clever.
Yeah, does it use like the sound to be like?
Yeah, so it uses the sound. In this TikTok right here, it goes through the code, but wasn't able to load the video for you all. Which also, quick plug, follow us on TikTok if you aren't already. MS MakeCode, doing cool stuff. Check it out. But yeah, I thought it was pretty creative. So you shake it, and then it sends the signal to the other one, and the sound goes off. Which is great, and you can stay 6 feet apart. So, pretty cool. And then the next one, I think, is something that we can all relate to. Where we all have to wear masks to be safe these days. And it's often hard to tell if somebody's, smiling, sad, what kind of expression they're making. So these 6th grade students use their microbit to show their facial expression in a safe way.
I love that. I love that you can still communicate with each other, like really innovating with what we have.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the one thing about, hard times and challenges like what we're going through. Is it really forces you to get creative, and, you probably wouldn't have done that. Why would they ever need to make a socially distant doorbell before, or, show your expression when you can just show it with your face? So, definitely some cool, innovative things coming out of these not as fun times.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're on to the teacher tips. So, we love our educators, and so want to every MakeCode show we give you some tips and tricks to make your lives easier. And Vivian, you kind of spearheaded this one. So do you want to tell everyone about it?
Yes, I would like to announce the Educators Lounge on our forum. So if you haven't been on our forum before, you can find it at forum.makecode.com, and it's a place that you can ask your questions or share your projects or have get help for anything that you might see within MakeCode or anything else. And so there wasn't really a great space before for any educators or teachers to connect with each other or see what works for them in different classrooms or share resources that they have created before, or it kept on getting maybe spread out throughout the arcade category or the microbit category. So now we have this new category. I'd like to welcome you to it. Please come, and hopefully we can support you, and you can maybe connect with other teachers and educators on it. Kiki's definitely looking out for it. Kiki is our director of education and is happy to help. I am too. So yeah, please come check it out.
Yeah, so wanted to give you all a dedicated space because a lot of you have similar questions, so thought you could help each other out, and we don't want you to get lost amongst different projects and comments that people make in other parts of the forum. So yeah, it's pretty new. Come check it out. Come, if you have a question, come ask. If you think you're doing something cool with your class that others should be doing, come share that as well. We wanna hear it all. So it's forum.makecode.com, and then you can just search for. You should see Educators Lounge on the front page. Okay, and then Did You Know is kind of our expert hidden tips and tricks, the ones you might not know as well, but make your life much easier. Vivian, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so at the left, where you have the toolbox and all the different categories, at the top, there's a search bar that you can use to find blocks that you might know exist, but you can't find hidden within the categories. So this is really helpful if there's something you want, like tile maps, or you want to set velocity, you can just type that in, and then you'll see all the blocks that are related to that pop up to the side. And I know when I was first starting out with MakeCode, I knew like I wanted to do something, but I had no idea which category it was. And so this also helped me find and learn after a while.
Yeah. So as you can see in the example, I just typed projectile, and everything related to projectile came up. And like we were saying, it's helpful because often the code you need is located in different sections, and so this brings it all up in one place. And you can also do this in text-based too. You can search for the blocks and then drag it in, and it will convert it to the text-based code, which is pretty cool. So definitely check that out. I think it just, if you aren't sure what you need to use or what exists, this is a great way to find it. And then, drum roll, the asset editor, which I think is one of the most exciting parts of our arcade update. And so we wanted to kind of walk you through it and show you what exactly it is and how to use it.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
Okay, so this is a project that we've been working on the arcade live stream. And our concept was we wanted to make it about a pangolin who is in the American Southwest. And so my job was to make the pangolin sprite. And so this is what I made. And we hadn't coded any of the game yet at this point. I just made all the images and animations. And I did this all in the asset editor. So with this new update, if you look at the top, before you're familiar with like the blocks, the JavaScript or the Python, but now you have a new option for assets. And this is the asset editor, which I love. And so you can see all the different like images, animations, or tiles and tile maps that you've created for your project here all in one place. And so it's very helpful when you're in the situation where you like know what your vision is, but you want to like realize your sprites before you actually start coding. So when I did this, I could start off just editing my one sprite and then get it really perfect. And then I could like iterate off that. So then I can copy it, and I have lots of useful functions like duplicating it. So then I can have another one, and then I can flip it left and right. So then I can have like walking left and then walking right. And then you can also like name your assets now too. So you can keep things organized. So this one's facing left. I want to change that. So, organized code, organized asset editor is like organized life. Exactly. And so you can also hit the copy button over here, which copies the image onto your clipboard. So then if I wanted to make an animation, let's make it like 30 by 30.
And the asset editor is great because you can edit and create images, tiles, you can build tile maps, which is super exciting, and animations all in one spot.
Yes. You can just focus on, that part of your game creation before having to like consider the code.
Yeah.
So it's very, very nice.
And there's little icons down at the bottom in the preview to tell you what type of asset it is, which is really helpful to get more information at a glance.
Yeah. Should we make a character together?
Yeah, let's make a character.
Okay, I'm going to make myself, which is my favorite thing to draw because it's the thing I know best. So I'm going to just make myself. I have hair.
She's much better at drawing than I am, so this is why we had her take over.
I think it's just learning to accept, your style. And if your style isn't what people think looks good, then you just got to change people's mind and be like, yes, this is the new way to draw. Or you're like, I'm ahead of my time, you'll come to appreciate my work. Okay, so I made me wearing a red shirt, and I'll name myself Vivian. And then once it's created, you can see it's in the asset editor in our gallery. And so I want to make a walking animation. So if I make a new asset animation, paste it in, I'm going to copy this. So I have 2, and then I'm going to get rid of one of the legs in one and get rid of the other leg in this one. And so in the top right, you can see an animation preview, and it's easy as that. We're going places. Animation. And then in the left, you can see the asset preview. So if you hover over it, you can see it go. If you hover over here, you can see any of these animations go as well. So it's just like an easy place because usually when you're coding and you have a bunch of like assets like this, they're spread all around. Like you have to open like code blocks and try to find where it is. But here it's like all together. And if you change it here, it'll also change in your code. So let's see.
And if you change it in your code, it changes here.
Exactly, exactly. It's all connected together. So if I want to give this pangolin a little crown.
And can you tell us what exactly a pangolin is?
Ah, yes. I learned this recently myself. It is an animal who is very cute because it has 4 legs, but it chooses to only walk on its back too. And it's found in some parts. Not super familiar. Oh, I edited the wrong one. Okay, so idle right. Let's go back into our blocks.
Are you giving it a crown?
Yeah. And then so on. Yes, true. And then if you go to your blocks and you want to use your animation, you can go open the editor and you can see at the top My Assets. You open it up and here are all your animations. So you select the one you want to use in your game, push done, and then you should see it going with the crown. So it's pretty easy now. Please try it out. Hopefully you feel like very creative, very liberated to do any kind of animations or tile maps that you want.
And if you have feedback, we also want to hear that because we want to keep making this product as great as we can for you. Should we show them how we can copy over from the gallery into the asset editor? Because I think that's a pretty cool feature as well.
Definitely. So we already have a bunch of very nice sprites in our gallery, but you might feel like, you know, there's maybe some edits you want to make. So for example, I love ice cream. So let's duplicate this into our gallery. So I click duplicate, it appears in my gallery, and then now I can edit it with what I want. And so I'm going to add sprinkles. And sprinkles you don't really eat because they taste good. You add it to make it look prettier and make it feel like really fun. So I think that's a worthwhile endeavor. So adding some sprinkles
are always worthwhile.
Yeah. I'm going to name it appropriately, ice cream and sprinkles. And then I have an asset. I have an image, and then I can now like use it whenever. Let's do it here. The pangolin is now an ice cream.
Yay!
It really wants to walk. So you can see flashes of the ice cream there. Yeah.
So
let us know what you think.
Yeah, Asset Editor really just makes the creative aspect of MakeCode Arcade just that much better. And we would love to hear what feedback you use and how you're using it in your projects.
Show us your art. We would love to see it.
Exactly. Oh, wait, should we show them about tile maps? Because that's pretty cool.
Sure. Yeah. So another asset that we haven't shown so far is tile maps, which is like an area that your characters can walk around with. So if I want to make myself a tile map, maybe I want like a ground tile. So I'd like to see grass on my ground and then like the dirt. You know it's dirt because there's like flecks in it. And this is going to be like ground.
All about the artistic details.
Yeah. This is speed pixel art. And then you paint it here. And then let's also make it a wall. So if you click this red box, then sprites won't be able to go through it. And then if I click done, you can see the little preview here, but that's not good enough. You got to also add it to your game. So if you go into the scene category, drag out a set tile map to, and open it up. When you go to My Assets, you'll only see your tile map assets in here. So you can select that level you made, push done, and hopefully I put it in the right place so that we can see it. And we can see it!
Yay! Now it looks like it's floating.
Yeah, there's no gravity in this world. Mm-hmm. And also you'll see the tile that you created in your asset preview. So you can edit that here. So let's say we see a flower in our ground partially. Let's put it center. When I update it here, you can see that change in the tile map.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It really does look like a flower from far away too.
Yeah, that's the thing about pixel art is you can't just look at it at the big size. You also have to look at it from the small size
Yeah, you
because
gotta
that's
zoom
usually
out to
what
see
size
the
it
real
is.
effect.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, the Make Code advanced live stream starts in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna need to let Vivian go to set up for that. But we hope you guys love the asset editor as much as we do and all the updates. So, remember to tag us on, we're now on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of the socials, so just make sure to tag us, use the hashtag #MakeCodeShoutout, and we'll see you next week.